The first Israel connection is with now-dead MOSSAD spy Robert Maxwell. Robert Maxwell is the father of Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell. Robert Maxwell is most well known for assisting in the MOSSAD scheme to steal the US-created case-handling software called Promise and planting a backdoor into it for Israeli intelligence. This Promise software was then used inside the United States as well as all over the world. The funny thing about this is that Jeffrey Epstein would go on to fund something similar to the bugged Promise spy software. According to former senior executive for the Directorate of Military Intelligence, Ari Ben Menashe, Robert Maxwell introduced Epstein to him in the mid-1980s. Now, how did Ben Menashe know Robert Maxwell? The both of them were involved in selling weapons from Israel to Iran. Jeffrey Epstein was also involved in his Iran-Contra scandal. In 1981, Epstein would launder the money of Adnan Khashoggi, whatever the fuck his name is, a Saudi arms dealer who was a broker of the Iran-Contra arms deals between Israel and Iran. Epstein was also in the company of Ghislaine Maxwell, likely because of Robert and Epstein's shared connection with the Iran-Contra arms dealing. Ari Ben Menashe reports, quote, "He wanted us to accept him into our group." So, initially, Robert and Epstein were close because of Iran-Contra, but later, when seeing just how well connected Epstein is, how he could get people like Bill Clinton on his planes, and combined with his illicit child trafficking, Jeffrey Epstein became of real use to the Mossad. The second Israel connection is with Ehud Barak, who was Israel's 10th Prime Minister from 1999 to 2001. He was also head of Israel's Military Intelligence Directorate from 1983 to 1985. Ehud Barak met up with Jeffrey Epstein 30 times from 2013 through 2017 alone. Ehud Barak once said, quote, "I never met Epstein in the company of women or young girls," end quote. That statement is a lie. Ehud Barak was seen entering Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan townhouse. He was covering his face. On that same day, a large group of women, 4 of whom were young, entered Jeffrey Epstein's home. Keep in mind that this incident took place after Jeffrey Epstein was out on the sex offender registry. Ehud Barak also invested several millions into an Israeli tech company called Carbine, a company with deep ties to Israeli intelligence, in 2014. Much of Ehud Barak's investment was financed by Jeffrey Epstein, which leads to the third connection, Carbine. Carbine is a tech company that creates call handling and identification technologies for emergency response services around the world. It has already been implemented in several US counties. Carbine was founded in 2014 by veterans of Israeli military intelligence, specifically Unit 2800. Unit 2800 is a part of the IDF's Directorate of Military Intelligence. It focuses on signal intelligence, cyber warfare, and code decryption. The current CEO of Carbine, Amir Elichai, I don't care if I mispronounced that, fuck Israel, is a former member of Unit 2800. Another former Unit 2800 member is former Unit 2800 Commander Pinchas Bucharest, a very stupid name by the way, who is a shareholder of Carbine. Another former Unit 2800 member is Lido Leshim, who was a co-founder of Carbine. Lido Leshim went on to work for another Israeli company with deep ties to Israeli intelligence called Black Cube. Now, what is Carbine's goal regarding Israeli intelligence interest? It's to spy on the United States. Any phone that has Carbine installed in it will have all of its data accessed by Carbine. But you don't even need to have Carbine installed. If someone calls a 911 center connected to Carbine, or just calls a number connected to Carbine, then Carbine will have access to all of that data too. Think about that. A puppet company for a foreign state, specifically a genocidal, fascist, ethno-supremacist, settler colonial.
It's easy to yell at me, but I didn't do this.
You are stealing my house.
And if I don't steal it, someone else is gonna steal it.
No one is allowed to steal it, ya ammi.
Apartheid state is spying on you, and Carbine has already been implemented into several US counties. Now, what does this all have to do with Epstein? Well, Carbine partnered with Google in 2019. Epstein was associated with the co-founder of Google, Sergey Brin, who vacationed at Epstein's pedophile island. Epstein is known to have filmed the sexual activity of his visitors and friends for blackmail. Given that Epstein films everything and Google's co-founder, quote-unquote, vacationed at his pedophile island, it is undoubtable that Epstein had some dirt on Sergey Brin and that it contributed to Carbine's partnering with Google. And this is also supported by the circumstantial evidence of Epstein financing Ehud Barak's investment of several $1 million into Carbine. Now, a smaller connection is with Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend. Not Ghislaine Maxwell, but another one of them. Their name is not listed. So take this, what I'm about to say, with a grain of salt. Both of them met Epstein in Los Angeles in the year 2000. She was with him until Epstein violently raped her in New York in the year of 2001. She said that Epstein would boast about being an agent of the MOSSAD,